Hey folks, Joseph here, and today I want to talk to you about automation in the Turo business, um, and really the rental business. So, as things stand, margins are really slim. The amount of profit you're deriving from these businesses is typically pretty low on a per car basis. So, you really want to be involved as little as possible. And that means basically farming out the key tasks of a Turo host if you have the risk tolerance for it, which are basically pickups, drop offs, inspections, and those types of things. I guess refueling and cleaning are also part of that, but those are in the physical world, those can't be automated. So today I want to explain to you how I perfected a sort of pickup drop off inspection system that did not require me to be in the business at all when I chose not to. Granted, this is contrary to some of my previous advice, which is always meet your customers because you're paying for them. They're paid leads and you want to create rapport with them. And I do believe that's true. I also believe people will treat your cars better if they know you and they feel like you have some stake in the game and they like you. But on the contrary, we don't always want to be with our cars. For example, 11 p.m. on a Friday night pickup or 6 a.m. or something that happens very last minute. You want a system where within an hour you can provide the guest with everything that they need to get going. So how do we do this? Essentially, key boxes, cameras, and a little bit of low skill or VA work. So let's start with the actual handoff. I was using some pretty old exotic cars at the time. I did not have, Mercedes Me or the BMW thing or whatever where I could remotely unlock the car. Nor do you want that because that requires collaboration. If you have remote unlock, you got to get in touch with the guest or they've got to get in touch with you. That requires that you be on your phone. Nobody wants that, especially not at 6 a.m. So a great key box is key. Bad, forget about that one. But a great key box is very important. We use a company called Igloo Home. You do want keys that change. You don't want to have to set them. Igloo Home uses algorithmic key generation, and it generates them through an app. So all the keys are predetermined. There's a whole sea. There's thousands of valid keys at any given moment. And I can go on the app and just generate a command, create a key that opens the box next Tuesday at 10 a.m. and not before. And you can do that. So you can actually have real security with your cars without having a Wi-Fi connection, without going and provisioning the boxes, without having the same code over and over again. That's been essential. These things last a year on one set of batteries. They should not be in the rain and snow, but they're fine outside. They're fine in a covered garage, and I absolutely love them. They did make our business when we were operating much easier. So that's the key. You would generate the key for the person after the license has been verified. Gives you a good excuse to text them too, which I always recommend to do for lead gen. That way you've got their number saved on your phone. And then go. As long as you're within 24 hours of that start date, you give them the key, that key will work and the box will open. Now, the other things, damage inspection. Damage inspection, we relied on the guest. We sent many notifications and reminders. And the tweak is if you have somebody low paid 24/7 like a VA to go in there and just inspect quality pictures, note any anomalies, and maybe send a message if say, oh, there's no picture of the rear of the vehicle. Okay, we can do that. Like that's easy. That's a low skill. That's a $4 an hour VA in the Philippines or South America, somewhere like that. That can be done. Or you can do it, or someone you have in your household that does some other work for you can do it. This is good, driver, maid, whoever else you've got. It's a low skill thing that people can do to pick up a couple of extra bucks. So those are the key functions. The same thing upon return. Checking the odometer can be done remotely via like a bouncy, like a GPS tracker. Jesus, we got a helicopter going here. Look at this sucker. We are literally at the level of this helicopter. I don't know what they're doing, but gorgeous. All right, so you can use a GPS tracker to check the miles. You will have to go get the shots of the odometer because that's what Turo does, but you can at least understand whether you have to get those or not. So that, in a nutshell, is the business. That's your pickup, your drop-offs. You, following this protocol, do not need to talk to anyone. And we use this protocol, the completely touchless protocol, on over 100 trips. We did not miss any damage. There were mild smoking violation or two, but I don't think that the outcomes were significantly worse. And most importantly, we maintained our power host status all throughout. So, I think that this is a viable way to run a business, especially if there's really not a salary in there for you. There's not $50K in the business with 2 or 3 cars for you. You might as well not be involved in the business in that way. So that's my wisdom. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, better ways of doing things, leave it in the comments. But I highly recommend that you automate in this type of business and get it off your back so you can think about other things. Ciao, ciao.